There's more news to terrify than clarify, so can you bring us up to speed? What do I tell my clients? Hey, Dave Domingos here, everybody, and I have my good buddy Dan Laver over at Cross Country Mortgage on. Dan, people are all up in arms about this new mortgage. The better your credit, the more your payment. I've had 2 calls today and 2 or 3 texts in the last couple days.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, thank you for having me as well. So this came out in January, it was an announcement, and where it boils down to is called loan level price adjustments. These have always existed on loans and they will continue to exist. But what makes this one particularly in the news right now is that it's going to be going into effect after May 1st. So not the biggest concern to have. What they're doing is they're making it so if you're coming in with a higher down payment and you have a higher credit score, you're going to get an adjustment on your loan. So that could potentially increase your payment a tiny bit. However, on the opposite side, if you're in a lower credit score range where you're already getting penalized, they're going to be removing certain LLPA barriers from those clients. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's going to be helping people that have lower credit scores and lower ability to buy, be able to get in through the door. And those who already have the ability to buy, they're just adding on an extra adjustment just to kind of tip the scale in competitiveness.
Okay, so this here, can you see this?
Yes.
So it says under the LLPA, so a home buyer with a 740, that's a good score, and 15 to 20% down payment will face a 1% surcharge. So that's just on the loan processing.
Correct. Yeah. So when you get assigned a rate, when you're shopping around or when you're working with your go-to, when you're getting assigned a rate to you, this is going to be built in. And typically, if you're in the 15 to 20% down, you might be, getting gifted that money, or you might be a second-time buyer. Maybe you just sold and you're looking at upsize and you want to utilize that equity. This is where you're going to get dinged a little bit.
Okay, and so on 100 on a certain loan, I'm hearing, I had a person at my gym say it's going to be about $40 on average per month, but that depends on the loan.
Yeah. So however much you're putting down versus how much loan you're getting, it's going to really depend there. So yeah, the higher you're putting down now, there's going to be more adjustments kind of working against you in that sense. But going back to the lower credit scores too, people who are having a hard time buying, or maybe they just had, made bad decisions earlier in their life, they're going to be getting certain pricing adjustments taken away from them too. So I think that in general, I don't think that this should have gone into place, but
Sure.
when they decided and it goes into effect, I mean, there's really not much we can do about it. We just have to work around it.
Yeah, and this was announced back in January. It's coming to fruition, so that's why it's all in the news now, right? It's because it's
Correct. Yeah.
happening on in May, so in a week. Today's April.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why it's on the news now, and it's going to be hitting. It's going to be going into our pricing and every lender's pricing. We're going to be seeing a little bit of adjustments there, and just a little bit of detail on what an adjustment looks like. Let's say if your rate was, let's just say 6%, then this adjustment's going to go on there and make that rate artificially more expensive for these higher down payment ranges.
Okay, and there's nothing that you, I, or anybody can do about it?
Well, there's a few workarounds. We do give adjustment caps, which means that it's a built-in discount. So we at Cross Country already have these built in for like condos and such. The other workarounds could be, possibly getting a lender discount, getting a seller credit, or just any kind of funding source that could help take away that artificial LLPA hit that you're receiving for these clients.
Great. Well, that's above a typical realtor's knowledge. So how do they get a hold of you? They have questions.
Yeah. You can get a hold of me by giving me a call, 619-248-8318. I'm also have a website. It's just ccm.com/Dan-Laver, or you can find me on Instagram at Lending with Laver.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Dan. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.